Today was class number 6, the armbar from mount and guillotine defense, and today was crazy. Today is, I think, the last or second to last day of the instructor certification program live evaluations, which means the place is packed. There were more people on the mat than I've ever freaking seen before. It was like fire ants on a milkshake straw. They were everywhere, and it was hard to find a place. Hard to find a place to get our work in, but we found a corner and we got it done. And I was gonna train with my partner Arthur, but what Hedon did, because he was teaching the class, he instructed all of the instructors, the instructor candidates, the people in the ICP, to find a white belt to train with. So I got to train with this guy from Nipomo up north. It's like by Morro Bay, I guess. And I forget his name already, but he was a cool dude and we worked together. He's a blue belt. The biggest takeaway for me today, this is another big guy, ultra heavyweight kind of a tip. But one thing that Hedon caught, he saw me doing that, he came over, first of all, let me just say this, even in a sea of people, there was at least 130 people in this class. He still found me and still helped me and still fixed something I was doing wrong. Because again, this is my third time taking the class. I don't think I'm learning it for the first time. I'm fine tuning it. I've said that a bunch of times, but with the partner I had today, he's a smaller guy. He's not as small. He's tall, but not nearly as big and heavy as me. So of course, I'm trying to be respectful of the weight. I'm trying to be respectful and not hurt anybody. And so when I was doing the move, this is the side variation. When they roll to their side and you go to the side armbar variation, I was letting go of the arm and kind of breaking my fall with my hand. And Hedon was like, dude, if that happened on the concrete, your elbow is toast. And I'm like, yeah, you're probably right. And he's like, why are you doing that? Then he told me, do it to me. So he's like, do it to me, don't put the hand down. So I did it to Hedon without putting my hand down. And he's like, that was perfect. Why didn't you do that with him? And I'm like, because I don't want to put too much weight on him. I don't want to compromise his arm. I don't want to go back too fast and too heavy with his arm. So I kind of break my fall so I don't hurt his arm. And Hedon said this. He said, don't break your fall with your arm. If you're worried about hurting his arm, instead, and I can do this only with one hand because I'm holding my phone, he's like, hold the arm away from your body so when you come down, the arm is safe. He said, hold the arm away from your body so when you come down, the arm is safe and you don't have to worry about breaking your fall, putting your elbow down because the arm is safe, and then you can tighten it. So he's like, hold it away from your body, then swing the leg, blah, blah, blah. Or, as you swing the leg, hold it away from your body to protect it. And the way we used to do it at my Keep Showing Up, we'd bend the arm. When you were doing the move, we would just bend the arm, and then when you were ready to go, you would do it kind of like that. So at my old Keep Showing Up, when we would wrap the arm, you'd have the arm bent at the elbow to protect them from when you're sitting down. But here at Grace University, the arm is straight. And so, there's my car turning off. The arm is straight. So I was hesitant to go and sit back with all that weight with the straight arm because I'm nervous about hurting somebody. And so what I was doing subconsciously was breaking my fall and taking the weight off of him before I got in position. And Hedon, to his credit, because that guy's a freaking ninja, saw it, caught it, helped me, let me drill it on him. And I'm not afraid of hurting Hedon. He's fought guys bigger, heavier, stronger than me. So I'm not worried about hurting him the way I'm worried about hurting this blue belt from freaking Nipomo, right? And so when I did it with Hedon and he told me to hold the arm away, I did it the way he said it, and guess what? It was freaking perfect. So a lot of times I think we do things to try to protect our partner or to try to help our partner, and we're really hurting ourselves. I think as a big guy, as an ultra heavyweight, I want to be respectful, don't want to hurt anybody, don't want to put too much weight on anybody, but in the process, I also don't want to damage or hurt myself. And even my guy from Nipomo, I forget his name, but he said, he got marked down twice for putting his hand down when he didn't need to, or he shouldn't have put his hand down. He's like, be careful because you'll get marked down for doing things like that. And of course, the way you practice is the way you play. So that's good advice for me as I'm fine tuning and getting ready for the test. And so that was the big takeaway for me, is in an effort to try to protect my partner, don't hurt myself. In an effort to try to protect my training partner, don't compromise, hurt, or give myself bad habits. And so there's a pro tip for you. If you don't bend the arm like we do at the Keep Showing Up, you got the arm straight, hold the arm away from your body when you sit back. And that way you protect your partner without doing something or creating bad habits like putting your arm down. So that was the big takeaway for me. Of course, we have the guillotine defense. Guillotine defense is what it is. We've done it a bunch of times. I feel pretty confident doing it. It worked out great. Hedon did the same thing we did last time, where we started in the armbar position to hold the person down to make sure we can maintain the position. We did that a couple times today because we started with the guillotine defense. Make sure you're not rollable. Make sure you're maintaining that side mount position. And then as we went on to the armbar, we made sure you could maintain the armbar position. And then when we put it all together, once we took him down to side control, you maintain that position, you swing over to mount, maintain that position again, you know, low swims, all that good stuff. So it was a lot of control. And then once the person was exhausted or tired, then you went into the move. So it was very more scenario based, I guess. Instead of just drilling the move, we actually went through the steps to make sure that we could hold the position before we could do the move. And I think that's really smart in terms of how you process information and put things together, because I think anybody can just kind of drill. But if you say, okay, drill, hold, maintain, now do this again, hold, maintain, now finish him, right? Mortal Kombat, finish him. And now you do the arm bar. And even then we're control, and then do the arm bar. So today was good, great scenario-based training, packed house, lots of people. And honestly, I was a little bit jealous, not jealous, but envious, I guess, because I had an opportunity that if I'd gone to maybe 1 or 2 more classes this week, I'd have been able to get my stripe this week. And I planned it before for my second stripe, I think it was. I planned it, or maybe it was my first stripe, I don't know. I planned to come and get it on a Saturday because I wanted to get my stripe from Henner. I know that's cheesy, but why not? I thought, hey, Henner teaches on Saturday most of the time. Let me get my stripe from Henner. And then I came here and I got my second stripe, and the second stripe, Henner wasn't here. And don't get me wrong, I'm happy to get the stripe from anybody who's giving out stripes, right? But I planned it to get it from Henner and it didn't work out. And I thought about it this week. I said, oh man, I should go to a couple more classes so I can get my third stripe on Saturday from Henner. And I didn't even think about the ICP, because if ever there was a time that Henner was going to be here, it would have been the freaking ICP, or Hiron, you know, because Hiron's usually here on Tuesday, Thursday night, whatever. But I didn't. So I'm on like 58 stripe or 58 classes or whatever, and I'm like 2 or 3 stripes away, or 1 or 2 stripes away. I don't know. I don't really keep track anymore. I wanted to make sure I got the 2 stripes, or did every class twice so I could do RD. And now my focus is to get through all of my RD training until my card is full. So all the RD training, then I want to make sure I get all 3 classes done, 3 of everything. And I'm going to start drilling in my practice test and whatever, and hopefully in my home mat here soon. And then I'll be ready to take the test. So there's a big ramble from old Chris. Hopefully the protect yourself but don't hurt yourself was helpful. Hopefully the idea of drilling and maintaining and practicing, maintaining and holding those positions in between your transitions to the next move, hopefully that was helpful. And there's nothing wrong with wanting to get your stripes from your favorite instructor, or, you know, the head instructor of your CTC, whatever, nothing wrong with that. But I decided not to try to manipulate it to where my stripes would land on my favorite days. And I kind of regret it now, because that would have been nice to get my stripe from Henner, but it is what it is. Hell, I might even edit this out. So that's all for today. So you got to do 3 things for me from now on. You got to stay focused, you got to stay positive, and you got to stay vigilant. If you have any questions, comments, feelings, thoughts, opinions, let me know in the comments. Let me know on social media at Chris Learns Jiu Jitsu, and I will see you next time.